We spoke about Amerie a while ago, and we spoke about the fact that she was hooking up with Troy Taylor, um, a Grammy Award-winning producer and songwriter, and that they were hooking up to work on a project. The first song came out recently,
Mm-hmm.
and it's called Mine, Mine.
Yep.
It is written by the two of them and produced by Troy Taylor, and it came out a couple days ago. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
sorry. I couldn't remember what day of the week it was or what day of the month it was for a second. I was looking like March 28th. Today is right. Anyway, so we've listened to it,
Mm-hmm.
and you want to start or you want me to go?
I think you should start. I feel like I always start the music reviews.
That's why I asked. I figure let you choose.
Yeah, I mean, I do have
Well,
thoughts, so
first of all,
please go for it.
definitely do. First of all, I'm happy to get new Amerie music.
Agree. Same
It's
here.
been 4 scores and 7 years since we heard Amerie, and
Yeah,
it's just one thing. It was a long time ago.
that is true.
So,
Yeah,
and I'm sure in the comments y'all are gonna tell me that there's been other stuff since then, but
and
that's what
there
we
has.
know her for. Yeah, but that's what we know her for, and that's what most people think of when we hear Amerie.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, last time we spoke about Amerie, I spoke about a song I really like from her with Fab on it,
Yeah,
which I always forget the name of. But anyway,
yeah, I don't remember right now.
so first things first, I'm happy to hear Amerie. Second things is this is the second thing is JD does not know how to talk today. Third thing is, uh,
It happens.
the third thing is sometimes when you pod, man, you talk too
Listen,
much.
okay, and just work, and then you talk throughout the day. It's like talking
Right.
is a job. All right.
Yes, literally and figuratively.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So
back to Amerie. I thought it was a good song. Smooth R&B tune. You know what I'm saying? Simple concept, simple beat, nothing too over the top. This was a soft, smooth record, and kind of just easing our way back into Amerie land. So I thought this was good. I am curious, is this setting the tone for the rest of the project? Or is this just the first thing they wanted us to hear?
mm-hmm.
Could be both, but
Could be.
sometimes we hear a single and the single is nothing like the rest of the
That's true.
album. So I'm curious, is this the only soft, smooth Amerie we're going to get, or is there much more to come? It sounds like the two of them work well together. And I mean, we assumed that when we saw the studio clip and the pictures, it looked like they were in there gelling.
Yeah.
And so I always say I think those make the best projects when the producer and the artist are physically working together, or even if it's long distance communicating on a regular basis. I think it brings out the best out of both people because you're able to challenge each other
Mm-hmm.
and you get to know each other a little different than somebody just sending you a beat and you saying, "Oh, I like this beat." You're kind of able to build around each other in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I thought this was really good. I've listened to it a couple times since it dropped, and I'm excited to hear what else Amerie has, coming down the pipeline.
Agree. It's a great song. I did feel that same way that it's smooth. It's easy. It has a nice vibe to it. I will say, if this is the vibe of the upcoming project, I'm locked in.
Lots of play value,
Yeah,
lots of replay value.
I would love that. Um, I thought it was great. Here comes Debbie Downer. The funny thing is that you are so technical, like you know music technically, and I don't, right? Like I just know music from. We always say that like I'm heart centered when I do my reviews, and you are, um, and, and you are more scientific about your music
But I
reviews.
think that's what makes our music reviews good.
I agree, but I have to say this is probably more technical than it is that. I, d- I actually don't like the repetition in the chorus, in the hook.
Okay.
I just something about it is kind of annoying to me. Um,
That's fair.
it sounds a little weird. Like the first time she does it, it's cool, and then after that, I'm like, I just kind of wish that it didn't do that. That's my only critique. I feel like the song otherwise is very smooth and like you said, it's soft and it creates this vibe. It kind of puts you in a state and I love it. In fact, just listening to it before we started to record, I actually ran it back a second time because I was like, yeah, okay. No, I do remember that I listened to this when it came out a few days ago, but I was like,
Right.
man, this is, let me hear that again. I just, let me just, it's a very easy listen. And that's a
Agreed.
good thing. That's my only
I agree.
critique. I don't, other than that, I'm fine with it. I think it's great and I'm excited for more if this is where we're starting. So, yeah, but I just had that one little like I don't know what
And
happened
that's okay.
there. Um, yeah, every time I hear it, I'm like, I feel like this could have been different. Um, but that's it. Other than that, I'm into
I
it.
mean, I hear what you're saying, and I recognize that as a songwriter, as an artist, it didn't bother me only because this is the first single,
Hmm.
and you want to have that repetitive part that is going to keep
It's
people
catchy.
kind of remembering it, right? You want to have that catchy thing, and I think especially because this is a softer, smoother record, it makes sense.
Hmm.
Something like a one thing, which is a big bold sound, you're gonna remember the big bold sound regardless of what the person is singing, right? Like there's
Hmm.
certain beats that they grab you from the beginning, and you're gonna remember. Oh man, that beat. Oh, that was crazy. And I think because this is a softer, smoother tune.
Hmm.
Oh, what happened? Go ahead. I see your face. Go ahead.
She likes repetition.
But I think that's part of good songwriting, and that's kind of what I'm getting to. I think different strokes for different folks, and I totally understand what you're saying. I'm not even disagreeing. I'm just saying I can understand why this would be on a single.
Yes,
I think
totally
album
understand.
cuts. Yeah, I think an album cut is something where you may not do it as much, but I think when you're presenting a new body of work to an audience, especially for her, this could be a brand new audience. We don't know how many fans from yesteryear are returning like we are. There
Right.
could be just a brand new Amerie listener, and so you want to make sure as a single that that single is going to one grab the attention of the audience, two be memorable like the trailer we were just making fun of, right? And three stick to their brain. So it's like
Yeah.
I may not remember what the song is called, but I will remember that repetitive part that I keep hearing over and over and over again.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I'm with that. I totally understand. I'm just the
But
reason
I
I
think
said
it's a
that
fair
is because
critique. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
the reason I said that though is because I started to think back to all her singles and they are repetitive.
But the one with her and Fab isn't really, and that was a single. It had a video and everything.
I have to listen to that. I thought about one thing. I thought about why don't we
One
fall in
thing,
love?
definitely. Yeah.
Why don't we? Why don't we? Why don't we? Why don't we? Why don't we?
Part of good songwriting.
I'm not saying it doesn't work all the time. I'm just saying this time I wish that it was a little bit more creative. But you know what? I am not a
It's called More
songwriter.
Than Love, her and Fab.
Yes, I
Let
do
me see if
remember
the hook
that.
is.
But yeah,
Oh, it's no lyrics. I was going to pull it up.
because we're also talking about an artist that
Oh, you're right. Because the hook says, how could we make it love if we don't think? How could we make it love? How could we make it love?
she
How
repeats
could
a
we
lot.
make it love more than love? It's good songwriting, man. I agree with you, but I also see the other side. I think it's a fair critique.